Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here in this video, I want to complete the text of Mr. Wahab as a lecture of psycholinguistics. I wanna say thank you and alhamdulillah because we all in a good condition, and I hope this pandemic will be end soon. Amin. Before I start my presentation, I want to introduce myself. My name is Nailu Zulfani. I'm from TBIA. Let me start from first meeting. The topic is about intro to psycholinguistics. The term of psychology, it is from two words, psyche and logos. Psyche, it is soul or mind, and logos is study or word. So psychology here is the scientific study of behavior and mental process, such as how we feel, how we think and behave. And the next is psycholinguistic. It is from two words, psycho and linguistic. So the meaning or the term of psycholinguistic is the study of language from a psychological perspective. For a complete definition, let me explain about psycho and linguistic. Psycho is mental process, and it is include short-term memory, long-term memory, and then encoding, retrieval, and mental representation. While in linguistic, it is include phonology, syntax, morphology, and then rules. At the second meeting, we talk about language and brain compound word. The explanation start from neurolinguistic. Neurolinguistic is the study of how language is represented in brain. How language is represented in brain. In the word, it is small part of linguistic. And then the next is acquisition. Acquisition here is linguistic, psycholinguistic, and then language and brain. So psycholinguistic here is the next is brain structure and the function of brain. The first is brain is composed of neuron and neurocells, and then the next is the cerebral cortex in the gray wrinkled mass, and the next is the longitudinal fissure separates left and right hemisphere, and the last is the corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is the bundle of nerve fibers. The next is language center. There are components of language center. The first is speech production, syntactic, info broadcast area, and then the second is lexicon, language comprehension, and the next is aural gyrus, integritas visual and auditory info, crucial for reading, and then Wernicke's area. While insular cortex implicate in speech in language, taking part in functional and structural connection with motor, linguistic sensory, and then limbic brain area. I wanna explain and presentation meeting 4. it is about lateralization and contralateralization. Okay, the human brain, it is localization and Okay, the next meeting is meeting 4. The topic is about lateralization and contralateralization. Okay, the human brain, it is localization and contralization. First, localization, different human cognitive abilities and behaviors are localized in specific part of brain. And lateralization, any cognitive function that is localized primarily in one side of the brain. So language is lateralized to the hemisphere. Lateralization, there are right hemisphere and the second is left hemisphere. Right hemisphere here include holistic reasoning, and the second is music processing, and the third is processing of non-linguistic sound, and then the fourth is visual spatial processing. While in left hemisphere, there are components include, the first is analytic reasoning, the second is temporal ordering, and the third is arithmetic, and then the last is language processing. So contralateral division of labor, there are right hemisphere control left of body and visual field, and then left hemisphere here control right side of body and visual field. The right ear advantage or REA. Okay, and the last meeting or fifth meeting, the topic is about aphasia language disorder. Language disorder here is a damage to one of these areas will affect the ability to produce or perceive language. While aphasia is a language disorder produced by brain damage. Aphasia provides evidence for localization of language. Many language disorders due to brain damage caused by disease of trauma, and then many aphasia are selectively language impaired. In this case, aphasia do not necessarily have cognitive or intellectual impairment. So we can conclude that broadcast area control of syntax, while in Wernicke's area control semantics. In broadcast area, person can understand a language, while in Wernicke's area, person can speak clearly, but the words that are put together make no sense. Okay, I think enough for me. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.